Hi, my name is Gabbie Nye, and I'm an 8th grade purpose student at RGMS. For my scenario project, I chose to become an expert about the stars and constellations. I chose to research this topic because I've always had a love for space and the stars and wanted to know more. One of my favorite things to do in the summer is lay outside and look at the night sky and try to find constellations. I had so much fun researching this topic, and I hope you enjoy learning about it as much as I did. One of the first questions I asked myself when beginning to research was how many stars are in the sky? And it turns out scientists are asking the same question too. There's no exact answer to this question, there's just estimates, and here's why. In order to make an estimate for how many stars are in our galaxy, we have to A, calculate the mass of our galaxy, and B, calculate the percentage of the galaxy that is made up of stars. Some of the stars in our galaxy include the following: the red dwarf, which accounts for the majority of our stars that we have observed, the blue stars, the yellow dwarfs, the orange dwarfs, the blue giants, the blue supergiants, the red giants, the red supergiants, white dwarfs, neutron stars, black dwarfs, black holes, brown dwarfs. Now, like I was saying, since all these different stars have different masses, this results in us getting a wide variety of numbers for how many stars are in our Milky Way. But the most common answer is about 100 billion on the low end and 400 billion on the high end. With the naked eye, we can only see about 2,000 to 2,500 stars. Now, along with that last question, I also had another big question of how far away are the stars from Earth? And the closest star, Proxima Centauri, is approximately 4.24 light years away. And a light year is a whopping 5.88 trillion miles. Now, to make this easier to comprehend, walking to this star, Proxima Centauri, would take us approximately 215 million years. Even if we went as fast as Apollo 11 did to the moon, it would still take us 43,000 years. Also, did you know that every star we see is bigger and brighter than the sun, but it just doesn't appear that way because they are so far away? Since we now know some facts about the stars, it's time to start talking about the constellations. But before we get into the 4 popular constellations that I'm going to be talking about, here are some interesting facts that I learned about constellations. When you look up into the sky, we currently have 88 recognized constellations. You will have the best luck spotting constellations if you're in a spot that has little to none light pollution. If you've ever wondered where the word constellation comes from, it actually originates from Latin and means set with stars. One of the constellations we will be talking about later contains the star Polaris, which we know as the North Star. This star is actually the 45th brightest star. Every constellation in the sky has a backstory or came from somewhere, and Orion is no exception. Orion was the son of the Greek god of the sea, Poseidon, and was a great hunter. He was killed by a scorpion that was sent by Mother Earth because Orion threatened to kill every animal on the earth. This is why Orion and Scorpius are said to never be seen at the same time. Orion is known to be one of the largest constellations, and you can spot it easily in the sky by finding the 3 bright stars in a straight line that form his belt. The second constellation is Ursa Minor / the Little Dipper. The story behind this constellation was that Zeus fell in love with a young woman named Callisto. Zeus had a wife at the time named Hera who didn't like this and turned Callisto into a bear. Callisto's son Arcas runs into the bear eventually, later on in life, and tries to kill it. Zeus, still in love with Callisto, intervenes and turns him into a bear too, which then makes Ursa Minor, and places them both into the sky. It is easy to find as you can look for the North Star, 4 stars in a box-like shape with a 3-star tail, and a strong curvature of the tail. The third constellation is Ursa Major. The story behind Ursa Major, aka the Mama Bear, is that Hera, Zeus's wife, turned Callisto into a bear, and later Zeus then placed Callisto and her son into the sky, as we know. Many people might know Ursa Major as the Big Dipper, but the Big Dipper in reality is just a part of Ursa Major. You can differentiate the Big Dipper from Ursa Minor by looking at the downward bend in the tail and its size. Number 4 is the last and final constellation, known as Scorpius the Scorpion. While fighting Orion, Zeus saw that the scorpion fought well and was very impressed, so he rewarded it by lifting it up into the stars. You can look for Scorpius by finding its distinctive features, which are the 3 to 5 stars that form the head and the constellations winding down to the tail, forming an inverted question mark. Since it is impossible to fit all the information about stars into one video, here are 6 fun facts. Stars are made mostly of hydrogen and helium. Observations show that stars with high mass usually have shorter lifespans. Stars can live for billions of years. Stars actually do not twinkle. One of the oldest star charts, an accurate one, appeared in ancient astronomy in 1534 BC. Before the compass, stars were our navigation. I hope you enjoyed learning about stars as much as I did. If you want to do some research on your own, here are the sources I used. They are all great ones. Bye!